Good morning, friends. Welcome back. It is the end of peach season here, and I've given all that I can give away. People said no more, so I need to decide what I'm going to do with these peaches. I went downstairs and checked, and it is tempting to make more peach jam because I only have one jar on the pantry shelves, but honestly, I've said it many times, we just don't use jam and jelly that much in this house. Very rarely. So 2-3 jars will last us all year. And there's lots of other varieties down there. So I don't know what I'm going to make with these, but I am going to at least get them processed and then decide based on the condition of the peaches and how much I have. So I thought I'd share that process with you guys. I have a pot of boiling, or we're gonna boil it, water, a pot for an ice bath. And we're gonna start the process of just getting the skins off and deciding, again, based off the condition, how some of them are super ripe, some of them aren't that as ripe. So what can I make with them? So I thought I'd just bring you guys along with me on that process. So I'm just gonna make an X at the bottom of each one, just to cut those skins, and we'll do, I don't know, 4 or 5 at a time. And once that water becomes boiling, we'll set these suckers down in there for 30 seconds to a minute till I can visibly see that the skins are lifting. And then we'll pull them out, put them in an ice bath, and it's a beautiful peach though. I think if I had enough peaches, what I wish I had enough firmish peaches, I know I don't though, to be able to make peach pie filling. And I just don't want it to be all mush. Like this one is so far overripe, probably even wormy. Because I was picking some up off the ground that seemed fresh, like they had just fallen off the tree, but might not have been. Okay, but anyway, I wish I could make peach pie filling because we just had some fresh peach cobbler the other day and it was just amazing. And how nice that would be able to make some of that this fall. Of course I could freeze them. I'd rather not though. I would rather to have something more shelf stable. Freeze drying again is another option that I could consider, and I've done it before. I've done just peaches, canned peaches, and enjoy having those too, because that's another simple way that I could make peach cobbler. So we'll see what I end up doing. If you guys can peaches regularly and have your favorites, I've done peach butter, that's amazing. Don't need any of that, still have some of that on the shelf. And yeah. So I'm just Xing all of these so that as I'm processing them over the water, they're all good and ready. The last bowl of water ready with is just cold water and some lemon juice, just so as I am peeling the peaches, they can stay fresh and not brown on me. I just saw something in my freezer when I was doing that, and I think it's so amazing that as a granny, I have my daughter-in-law's breast milk in my freezer so that should an emergency ever happen, or I'm watching them, or they're here and then they have to run out, we have breast milk at Granny's house. And I just think that's really special and really fun. Okay, that is boiling, so we can get started. Come on over. I'll put you guys here. Dunk them in there, and then we'll do the next set. Let's see how they do. Yeah, peels right off. Very nice. Need a my compost bowl for the scraps. So just make yourself a little assembly line here, and by the time I get done peeling them, I'll be ready to take the next batch out. This is off of a fairly newly planted peach tree. These are Red Haven peaches. The peaches I had before were more of a white peach. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. Give myself a little handle on there. There we go. Went ahead off camera and sliced and diced everything up. So I've got like right at 9 cups of the sliced peaches, and about the same of what I did was just chunk up like the overripe peaches. So I'm gonna add some of this because I need about 10 cups of peaches for my pie filling. So that's probably good. And then these, I'm just gonna sheet freeze for now. And if I wanna do something different, the chunks. I know I'm gonna use some for some ready-made, like I'm gonna cook up a big pot of oatmeal and have ready-made several varieties, like freeze-dried peach oatmeal, blueberry oatmeal, and banana oatmeal for our travel trips. I saved all my peach water. This is refreshed, renewed water that once I was dicing and slicing, I put in here because I want to use that peach water for the peach pie filling. And I may, because it's like super, super, super diluted peach juice, I may boil the rest, strain it, and can it. And you would can that for like 10 minutes, water bath canning. So I think I'm going to do that. It's just a nice refreshment juice to have on hand. You could add it to teas, you know, use it to make your green tea. So I think we're going to head over to the stove and get started on the pie filling. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my sugar, and we need 3 cups of sugar. It might be faster if I just measure it out. Really, it's like 4 cups of sugar, but I'm gonna do some molasses in it to give it like a deeper flavor. So just in case you're following along and you're thinking of the idea. Okay, so we're gonna go in with maybe like that much molasses. I don't know, 1/4 cup. And then we're gonna go in with 3/4 cup of Sure Gel. Clear gel, sorry. No, Sure Gel. Sure Gel's the right thing. 1, is this 1/4? Yeah. 2, 3. Okay, do our cinnamon. As much as you like, whatever you prefer. I'm gonna do some, I'll save my almond extract because I'm gonna put almond extract in mine till it's boiling. So we're gonna turn this on and give it all a whisk. Ooh, we need to add some water. How much water did I need? 3 cups. So again, that was just that peach juice water. So it has good flavor. You don't have to throw that out, just use it. And you just want to whisk all this together so there's no clumps of your sure gel. And we're going to just bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to add in our lemon juice. And how much lemon juice are we going to add? We're going to add 3/4 cup of lemon juice. We're going to add probably a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. You could add vanilla extract. You could throw ginger in here, allspice, whatever seasonings you like. I'm just going to stick with cinnamon. Okay, I think that's all whisked, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it up to high so I can bring it to a boil. And then once the lemon juice and almond extract is stirred in, we're going to do our peaches. So that went really fast. Off camera, I threw in my lemon juice and my almond extract. I was getting my jars ready. So I'm gonna pour in the peaches carefully, and then we're gonna stir those in, and then we're gonna be ready to jar it up. It just goes so fast. So, ooh. Wow, doesn't that look good? Oh my goodness, yummy, yummy, yummy. Can you imagine it? Peach crisp, peach pie this fall. Oh.
Put that on some ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream topping. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so I'm ready to jar it up. So I'm gonna set you guys down on the counter and we'll get this loaded into our jars. Wasn't exactly sure how much it was gonna make because I kind of just eyeballed the recipe based on how many peaches I wanted to use for this. So I got 5 quarts ready, and we'll see how much we get. I am so excited. All right. And we're gonna go, so pie filling. Can siphon pretty easily if you even slightly overfill your jars. Most pie fillings, if you read a recipe, it's going to say use 1 inch of headspace. I'm always more generous than that, and I'll stick around 1.5 inches. So just at that kind of the bowl on the, let me tell you what I'm talking about. So typically 1 inch would be this bottom ring. I'll stop right here at the little roll of the jar. And it's better to use wide mouth jars when doing pie filling than regular mouth. But I would have had to unstack jars too. So kind of right there. You know, very generous, leaving myself plenty of room for expansion during that, you know, vacuuming process. Okay, well, I got 4 quarts, and there's enough that we can serve over just some cheese or some, like Todd said, ice cream topping. So I'll just jar that up and throw it in the fridge. And I think we're good. I'm just going to get my rag and clean the jars. While I was just getting started on the pie filling, you know, the stuff on the stove, I ran downstairs and threw those diced peaches in the freezer to freeze, and that'll just make it ready to, when I do the big batch of oatmeal, just to let you guys know what my plans are. I'm gonna do a big pot of oatmeal for my freeze dryer. And if you have a dehydrator, you could probably do the same. And we're gonna just do plain oatmeal, and then I'm gonna do in my freeze dryer sheets of like the peaches. I'm gonna freeze some bananas, put some bananas on there and some blueberries, and then that'll be what goes in the freeze dryer. Maybe some will have peanut butter in it, maybe some will have some extra cinnamon or other spices. I'm just taking some of this out, and this regular mouth jar would be A little too much. Yummy, yummy, yummy. How fun. Last year I had to buy peaches because I didn't have a peach tree that produced enough fruit for making my own. I had many, many attempts of growing peach trees here on the homestead, and no matter what, we end up losing them. And so we replant, and then it takes a few years, and you get peaches again. So we're on one of those cycles again. Okay, lids, steam canner. Let me get that going, and then we'll can it up. So as always, I will show you guys the process, what they look like coming out of the canner. So we got our 4 jars of peach pie filling, and I have a whole sheet tray of diced peaches. Happy canning wherever you are, and I will see you guys on the next video. Oh, don't forget my idea for the peach juice. I am going to boil it. I have decided I am going to boil it and then filter it and can it. Well, these are going to go for a full 30 minutes. So a quick example of how I'm going to use my peach juice. Let me set you guys down ever so carefully. This is just one example. All right, so I have some matcha. I'm just going to stir in, I don't know, like a tablespoon of matcha powder. It's because it's still just off the boil. So I'll just have like a matcha tea, matcha peach tea. So if I took it off my pantry shelf, cheers. I would, like, it doesn't need sweetener or anything because it's like lovely, just, I'm going to label it peach water because it's not truly peach juice. It's just, you know, the water with the lemon juice and some peach scraps and everything that's set in there, and all the peaches that sit in there naturally release some juices. And I'm going to use it for applications like this. My toddlers, you know, of course, granny and moms don't want to give them straight juice or high sugar juices, but this is a fun flavored water. Maybe it's just a nice grab and grow. I need a refresher on the way out. So think about using really extending, I guess, your harvest out of the box, thinking out of the box in that. How many of us would pour that out? I've probably poured it out in the past, to be honest with you, but I've over the years know to, you know, boil those scraps down, keep that juice that the fruit's been sitting in, because there's lots of good nourishment and vitamins still in that water that are being released from the fruit as you're processing them. And it's a nice way just to get a little loveliness into your pantry and diet. And so I ended up with 3 quarts and 3 pints. So not bad. All right. So I think we've got about 7 more minutes on the pie filling. So I'll be right back and show you guys that.
you.